Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Taze TV with me. It's Monday night. I'm your anchor, host, reporter, and everything else in between. I'm Taylor Aasen, and I have a great show ahead for us tonight. Stay tuned. Right now, coming up on Taze TV, this small-town North Dakota mom and her husband have gone through a heartbreaking adoption journey. She took her pain and put it into her art, and now she's written not only a book about it, but also helped direct and produce a movie about it as well. And we're going to have some laughs at the end of the show. I met with head coach of the Warwick football team, Joey Rodin, to talk about some hometown highlights over the last week. I'll have to utilize the bleep button a few times for this one, filtered but unfiltered. That and more coming up right now on Taze TV. Happy February, and here's to new beginnings and a brand new chapter. I just wanted to say hi really quick to my Uncle Ron if he's watching out there, and I hope that your recovery is very speedy and quick. He was traveling down in Taylor, Texas a couple weeks ago, and he had a stroke behind the wheel, but he's finally back in North Dakota, and I hope to see him soon. I just have to say that I love you, Uncle Ron. And I'm truly blessed by the best. I have truly the best aunts and uncles in this world, but Uncle Ron is very special to me. He would literally give the shirt off of his back to a stranger. He's so kind and generous. I just love you so much. And again, I'm praying for your recovery to be quick and very speedy. And I hope to see you very soon. I know you're in my neck of the woods, so I'll have to plan a visit here really quick. And speaking of good people, I had the pleasure of meeting with Miss Ashley Berry of the Berry family. She's from Carson, North Dakota. You may know her and her husband as the Berries of Berry Acres in Minot. But do you know their family's journey with adoption? Here's more about the couple and how she made it into a story for the world to see. Ashley Wells graduated from Carson High School in 2004. Ashley then went on to college to Minot State University for photography, and this is when she met the love of her life, Calvin, or Cal, Berry. The couple dated for 2 years before Cal popped the question and they got married. Cal, a generational farmer, is somewhat well known in the Minot community. His family owns and runs Berry Acres, a local pumpkin patch in Minot.
He runs the Green Thumb Greenhouse. It's a family-run greenhouse, and I think this is the third generation that he's taken it over.
Cal has been running the greenhouse for about 14 years now. It took the couple about 9 months to start trying for a baby. However, there ended up being some complications with infertility.
Obviously, we struggled for a very long time with fertility issues and did doctoring, pretty much did everything we could to try to get pregnant. And when nothing worked, that's when we decided to go the adoption route.
Ashley says that the adoption process is a very overwhelming process, and there's a laundry list of things a couple must do before a birth family is able to pick them. It was 4 months after Cal and Ashley put their book in when they got the phone call that a birth family wanted to meet them. However, their first experience didn't go as the couple had planned.
Our first one, we were very excited, overwhelmed, didn't really know what to expect going through that first situation. But it ended up very badly for our first situation. So it was hard because we went in with it thinking she was very certain, but she did end up changing her mind.
The couple spent 2.5 days with their baby before the birth mother decided to take her baby back and decided to parent, which Ashley says made it even more difficult because they had bonded with the baby. However, she says that this is something that adoptive parents are supposed to prepare themselves for as they enter the adoption process.
It's something that that can happen going into it, but I guess being at our first experience and just not having any red flags or everything was going so smoothly, it was very shocking when she did change her mind. So
Berry says the birth family signs termination of parental rights papers. However, those papers are not official until after they go to court and the baby has been born. So legally, the birth mother can still decide to parent. A common courtesy in the adoption world is for the adoptive parents to buy the mother a gift. During the Barrys' first adoption process, Ashley and Cal bought the mother a sweatsuit from Victoria's Secret. After the birth mother decided to parent, she didn't want the sweatsuit. So the social worker went to the mall and explained the situation to the Victoria's Secret manager, asking to take the sweats back in exchange for a gift receipt of some sort. Little did they know that this same manager was pregnant herself and thinking about an adoption plan.
Well, 8 months later, we get a phone call, and the same social worker, she goes, I have something really crazy to tell you. The birth mother who wants to meet you is the same manager that I talked to at Victoria's Secret, and she has no idea that it was the same couple that she had picked.
The couple then adopted baby boy Mox in December of 2014. Ashley says that the mother saw their story as a sign to make an adoption plan. They do say that God works in mysterious ways.
It's almost like we did have to go through that first time to bring us to Mox. I mean, it's hard to think of that at the time, but when I can see the bigger picture now, I'm like, okay, I get it.
About 2.5 years later, Ashley and Cal decided to give Mox a sibling. So they put their book back into the adoption process.
It was around 5 or 6 months again, and then we got a phone call saying a birth family wanted to meet us.
The couple was a very young couple, and Ashley says that the process went very smoothly. The Barrys were on a family vacation when baby girl Paisley was born in November of 2017. So the couple rushed back home, and it took them a day after she was born for them to meet her.
But then we got to bring her home, and she was a little peanut. She was very tiny because she was a month early, but the doctor says she was, doing great. And I took her to her first checkup about 4 days later, I believe. And then like 2 days after that, I tried to feed her in the middle of the night, and she just was not hungry. She wouldn't eat. And I was like, well, that's strange, because she was a very chill baby. From when we brought her home, she hardly ever cried. And we'd have to set alarms to feed her because they said, she's small, so you got to make sure you're getting enough nutrients in her.
However, baby Paisley was just not hungry. They thought it was because Cal had just fed her not long before. So they set their alarm to feed her about an hour and a half after that. When Cal went to feed her later on, baby Paisley wasn't looking so well. So they rushed her to the emergency room, where she was admitted to the NICU and diagnosed with Group A strep.
We were with her for, I think it was about 4 days, and she just was not getting better. She was very, very sick, and we had to make the decision along with the birth family. They were there also, and we all decided to let her go because the doctors had told us it was, time to make that decision.
Baby Paisley died at the age of 11 days. This is every parent's worst nightmare. I don't know how religious you are, but you have to be wondering why God keeps putting you through these struggles in life. How is that?
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like, I kind of looked at it like we were maybe, oh gosh.
I'm sorry.
Because Paisley's birth family was so young. I mean, they were very young. So I kind of feel like we were sent to them. Maybe because he knew that, these kids cannot handle this themselves. Like, I feel like we were all kind of in it together. We were there for each other, in a way and stuff. And I don't know, maybe that was the reason that we could be there for them, to get them through it too.
The couple grieved their loss, and it took some time before deciding to try to go back to doctoring. The same day of the couple's first doctor appointment, the social worker called, saying a birth mother wanted to meet them.
It was kind of wild. I was like, oh, well, that's our sign that we should not be doctoring. We should be, doing this.
In September of 2018, the Barrys brought home a happy and healthy baby girl, Maya. Although a full family, there's still grief in their heart. Anyone who's suffered grief knows that it never goes away. However, there are ways to help us handle it. Ashley decided to put her grief into her art.
I don't know, one morning I just woke up after, I think it was 3 years after Maya was born. I just woke up one morning and I was like, I think I need to share our story.
So that's exactly what she did. She started writing, and in 2021, Waiting for Rainbows was published, an autobiography about the couple's heartbreaking adoption journey. She also published a children's book, The Bumbles and the Adoption Flower, in 2022. But Ashley wouldn't stop there to help share their story. One day, at an authors' convention, they were talking about adapting books into screenplays. So Ashley met with a screenplay writer who adapted her book into a screenplay and helped her produce it into a movie 2 months later.
It was filmed in November, and I always thought that was a sign from Paisley saying, like, hey, you need some new memories in November.
Ashley spent around 6 days on set in California working with the actors, helping to film her movie called 4, which came out in 2024, directed by Canyon Prince.
It was actually really fun to watch it come to life, and I was able to talk to all the actors and tell them, you know, like, this is what actually happened in the moment as it was happening, and to help get them in the headspace that they kind of needed to be in.
Ashley says that she hopes by sharing her story, she'll help others feel not so alone. And although she's been able to use her experience and make it into art, the pain still lingers. And she says she's glad that those projects are behind her now. She says that the adoption process is not easy on anyone involved, but hopes that their story will help others along their journey. Reporting for Taze TV in Minot, I'm Taylor Aasen. A story filled with signs from God and the heaven above. It really does go to show that he does put his toughest battles onto his strongest soldiers. So Ashley is a fashion photographer, and she helps her husband out with the pumpkin patch when the season rolls back around. She is the one who paints the hay bales every year, so she's very talented. If you would like to find her book or her movie, I will be adding in links to the description of this video for you guys to see. Her book is available on Amazon as well as her movie. And again, that will be inside the description of this video for you guys to check out. It's quite the tearjerker, I will tell you that much. And thank you so much, Ashley and Cal, for allowing me to tell your family's story. Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Taze TV. And I have a special guest with me today, Mr. Joey Rodin. He's a dear friend of mine. We've been friends for how many years now, Joey?
It's been a long time. 10 plus. 10
it's
plus.
Been a while, yeah. It's 10 plus for sure. Yeah, and beep. Right away. It's fine. But we have Joey here because you're somewhat of a connoisseur of sports, some may say, I guess, or you coach.
Been
correct?
Coaching for, this will be my 9th year coming up this fall.
Okay.
High school football coach. Coached elementary basketball. Yeah, done about all of it when it comes from.
And how many years you said?
This will be my 9th coming up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What really drew you? Can I ask you really quick? What really drew you into coaching? What motivated you to do that?
Our late friend Dylan and I, we went to City Limits Bar, and I met a guy at the bar, and I lost a bet, so he said I had to come coach with him, and that's where it all started from. We're gonna be honest and real.
But honestly, I've talked to you before about your coaching work, and you seem very. It's very rare, I think, for Joey to be very passionate about something, but you can tell that you have a passion for it. Is it the kids that really drive you every day? What has that been like for you?
I'd say the thing that drives my passion is still just the competitor in me from when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like I still love that thing of competition, that me versus somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I get to add the whole new element of now I get to teach kids the same game I love. And you see like their aha moments, and when they get something, and when they succeed, when they fail, and like those moments, those are moments you can't ever take back, and you can't really describe it to other people. But when you get them, you know how they feel, and it's amazing.
And I love this. So just really quick here, I just have a question that came to mind. You talking to me, you've been doing this for 9 years. Have you seen some kids now grow up and kind of continue their passion into their college career. And how has that felt for you to maybe feel like you've succeeded in teaching a kid?
I always told them the rule. I want them to leave, and then I want them to come back, have a beer with me, and tell me how great they're doing. So I've seen like Keegan, he's doing great. Garrett's doing really well. In fact, he's at the school he's coaching. The Warwick kids were just starting. The first kid from my first class in Warwick, he came back, and he's part of our coaching staff now, Marcus. So, that stuff to me is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Go back and have a beer with Joey then, right?
Yeah.
If you're watching this, I don't know how far out
except
this
for you,
goes.
Marcus. Except for you, Marcus. You told me what you don't do. I respect that. So we can sit down and just take you out for supper.
There we go. A steak. All right. So we're going to get into it. We put together a couple highlights before we started this, and you wanted to talk about some basketball. For those who don't know and have been watching me for a while, I don't know sports whatsoever. So this is mainly going to be, it's going to be a journey, that's for sure. I'll just comment here and there. But yeah, so we're starting out here though. We have Class B basketball, District 4. We're talking about, this is Warwick versus Mayport, CG. Yeah. Joey, what do you want to tell the people about this game?
Well, Ducky out there, Ducky Feather, he was my quarterback too from the football team. That guy is a bucket. He's a walking bucket. You gotta worry about him. It was our first game back from when Ducky just got his 1,000th point, and pretty happy for him to go and get another win for the team. Ant-Man, wide receiver. Dalton played great. TJ did good. I don't know anything about Mayport kids. They didn't win, so they don't get me to even say anything about them.
Yeah, well, it looks like a great game. 72-68. That's a pretty close game, though.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I believe it. Actually, Mayport was ahead at halftime. Warwick came out and put it up. I saw Ducky hit a couple of big shots. Ant made some plays. I saw Brooklyn getting in there, even doing some of his job. I'm proud of my kids.
And these are your kids that you're coaching right now.
Yep.
How's that feel for you? How many wins have you had so far this year now?
I wouldn't say they're undefeated, but they're definitely on the better side of it. They're a good little squad.
All right.
So,
cool. All right.
to watch out for in District 4.
Now we're on to Game 2 matchup. This is Class B basketball. Wait, we were just on Class B, so we're sticking with it, but this is my hometown, MLS Mavericks.
They got their stomped. But so did Kenner, my hometown, by this group. Westwood Newburgh, they are the real deal for Class B. Walker Broughton, you don't get an NDSU scholarship for being a bad athlete. So he's going to go out there and stud out. Westwood Newburgh, I'm pretty sure they're going to be a state representative for our region here.
You think so, huh? Okay.
Them and Bishop, that's the schools you got to look out for. Our Redeemers, they beat them in the regular season, but our Redeemers is always going to be our Redeemers. They're always going to be our little brother. Just push them to the side where they belong.
There you go. Game 3 is Joey's hometown, so they also apparently didn't do so well.
No, they're having a tough year this year. I can't figure out why. They are a good squad, Kenner does. I think they do. You got Schomer, you got Caleb, you got Helwig, you got TJ and Cohen from the Bullbell School District, you got Dawson.
They tried.
They're out there, they're trying. I love them all.
Our comments on that.
I coached all those kids at one point in their lives too, and I love them.
Yeah.
They're trying.
They tried. That's good. It's not a good time to be from where Joey and I are from. It's
not a good time to be a northerner.
Well, like you said earlier, all those kids going out drinking shouldn't be. No.
It's called the gym.
Put the beer down, kids.
It's called the gym. Go to it.
So we have Game 4 now. This is Class A basketball, Region 3. And I'm glad we put that in the title because I wouldn't know otherwise.
So this is the game I actually watched. Like I said, we're filming Wednesday. We'll watch this Tuesday night. DLB versus Stanley. It was a battle. It was a 2-point game there. Foul. They had to do some fouls late. It was 51-48 with about 5 seconds left. Stanley turned the ball over trying to bring it up court to get a last-second 3. So.
No, love it. Well, that's really all we had put together for us. This is kind of just like a test trial anyway.
Yes.
But, people really love sports if I know North Dakota at all. They love a lot of things. It's beer drinking, farming, some oil field stuff, and sports, right?
And sports is the perfect thing.
Yeah.
It's the thing that you use to get away from your everyday life. It's that getaway. It's like a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the good guy, the bad guy. Your team that you're rooting for is the good guy. The team that they're playing is the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good story. You want to see your team win.
Yeah.
Teams to watch out for: Devils Lake, Class A. And I don't think anybody's gonna be touching them. They're gonna smoke everybody.
Okay.
And then when you get to the Double A, it's gotta be a Fargo school.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else. Bismarck schools are meh.
All right, Joey. It's been a pleasure having you here,
I loved it.
Thanks for helping me understand a little bit of sports stuff.
Yep.
Hopefully, people enjoy this because, again, like I said, people love sports and
Sports.
especially our small town sports. So, yeah, got to keep those kids out of trouble. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that's all I really have for you guys this week. Be sure to tune in again next week. I really want to offer the opportunity for my viewers to get to know me a little bit more. So I'm going to be telling the story of my furry friends, or my companions, I guess, roommates, you could say. I'm going to be telling the story about my kitties, Leo and Banks, and how I came to get them and how they came into my life. I just think that it's important for me to share my story and let people know who I am and where I come from and the journey that I've been on as well. So I think that's going to be a good story. I'm going to be doing that next week. And then I'm also planning to do a story with Keith from Turtle Mountain Rescue. And I'm planning to make the road trip up there sometime later this week. Again, that just kind of takes gas money that I'm struggling with right now. It took me $50 to go see Ashley and Minot. So Turtle Mountain's like 3 hours away. It's going to be like more about $100 or something like that. So I'm going to probably try to ask for some more help, because if people want to help me and support me in my journey, I will let them. I'm learning to be better at that. So that's, like I said, all I really have for you guys this week. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. The support really, really does matter when you guys do things like that. Even commenting goes a long way. So be sure, if you haven't already, like my Facebook page, share this video, and go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Be sure to tune in again next week. Bye, Dad. I love you.